Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Okay, we started. Nice. Perfecto. Copy link. Let me just tweet about this. Let me put a story. Anyone there in Twitter? Hmm, Cool. Yeah. So this morning I saw this tweet by Jakub. He is a design engineer in OpenSea, which is like an NFT marketplace. So he created this like great looking animation using frame of motion. He also shared a blog on how he created it. But I believe we can also have the same kind of effect using view transitions. Um, Also, like if you use, oh no, he didn't use frame of motion. He used just motion. Um, so these libraries could actually bloat up your application a lot, if especially if you're working on a marketing page where it affects your page speed. It has performance issues and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create the same um, animation, a similar animation using view transitions and just plain CSS. I'll be using SCSS, but yeah, like it just compiles through CSS, plain CSS. So let me just also like quote tweet this maybe. Mm, Building this using view transitions API. Yeah. All right, let's go. Mm, just a second, let me just move few stuff on the OBS. Um, Yes, nice, cool. Okay, let's go. So what do we have here? We have few tabs. Um, this is a straightforward animation, I guess. So let me just check if it is. Okay, cool. So there are essentially two layers here. Um, one of them is just a static one, and the one that we will be interacting with, it will use radio buttons. And as you move, this one, the one above, is clipped. So let's go ahead and build this. So okay, okay. By the way, we'll have to use client because I'll be using use effect, and this is a Next.js application. So what kind of tabs do we have? We have yeah, the ID will be the design, um, label would be design, icon will come back to this, I don't know yet, and the content. Okay, I will have this as a React component as well. Next up, so we'll just copy this. This will be engineering. This will be engineering. I'll add a product. Then we have sales. We'll label it sales, icon, and content. Okay, nice. Next up, so here we need icon. We'll use Lucid. I like this library a lot. So npmy Lucid React. Right. Oh no, yeah, I'm using PNPM, sorry. We'll use a brush here from yeah, that's right. Then we have, do we have code? Yeah. Then blocks like these. So yeah, looks good. Marketing, what do we have? Marketing is a megaphone, I guess. Yeah. Megaphone and receipt, I think. Yeah. Okay. Now we need to add a content, so I'll just add a design content, right? Data content would be design, Command Shift D. Oops. Engineering. Yeah. This will be product. Then we'll rename this to product. Okay. And then we have marketing. Sales. This is marketing. This is engineering. Nice. Now we have to replace all of these. I don't know why my Copilot is not working, but anyways. Marketing. Then we have sales. Right. Now what we need to do is, we need to create tabs. So instead of, I'll just create a import styles from module. Okay, so we'll use the module thingy. Before we go there, we need to render all of these tabs. So tabs dot map tab, and then return. This will be a div. No, not a div. This will be a label, right? And inside that we'll have an input, which will be a radio button. So type radio. Okay. What happened? 55. What broke? Okay. Got it. Right. We need a key as well, right? Tab ID. Cool. we have these radio buttons now. Cool. For what was the tabs, right? Yeah, cool. Yeah, then we need an icon, correct? And then we need our label. So I'm just going to put that in a span, table.label. Okay. What we can do is we can just add a class here and mark this as a hidden thingy, right? We need the first tab as selected. Wait, let me remove this. Let me just test it this once, then we can default checked would be index 0, right? Cool. Now we actually can mark this as hidden. Anyone here though? So what do we need to do here? Yeah, we need to mark this as display flex. Flex direction would be the row. We need some gap, correct. We can actually mark this as hidden. We got 9 views. Nice. Okay. I think it's very hard to find a chat option in Twitter. One of my friend was telling me that. Anyways. Okay. Similar to tabs, we will also have a tab thing. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we can say that inside this, if you have a input of type radio, in that case yeah, display none, but we also need to make sure that this is in one line, right? We also need to add some padding, so I'm just gonna say yeah, not this, I need 1 here and 0.5 here. Thank you. Right. there must be some gap also, so gap would be half. Okay, let me just check this out now. Nah, it doesn't look very good. 0.5 and 1 now looking decent. I want icons to be little smaller, so oh, when did I add this? Okay, anyways, icon, it would be width of 1 rem and height of 1 rem. I must use EMs instead of rems. I think it's okay. Anyways, yeah, now we got these right here, but I will also add a background, this thing. Nice. Yeah, so what I was saying, cool. We have marked this as none, but if has, yes, exactly, not this, we would need 21, 21, 21, 21. Okay, and the color would be FFF. Filter. Okay, border radius can go right here. We'll mark it as 999 pixel, right? Cool. But we won't actually use this. We need the highlighter to move, right? It needs to move like smoothly, and it should take the shape. So what are we gonna do is we are gonna create another layer on top of this. So I'm just gonna create another div inside this. I'll call it highlight. Okay, I'm gonna name this styles dot highlight. And the main part about highlight is it will be an absolutely positioned element. So we gonna need to position this as relative. So once we have this, we can insert 0, right? And now I'm gonna set the background to this. So yeah, it will be on top of the other tabs. Okay. Once we get there, we need to basically add these same elements on top of this. Okay, but there are some styles that we can use. I'll just use a mixing here. I'm going to call it tabs. Okay, include tabs, include tabs. Okay, so this is exactly on top of each other. We can also mark the color here to be white. Okay. Now we need to add the inset. Anyone here though? Yeah. Yeah. So this is my favorite property, CSS property, which is clip path. Okay. So if you notice, we can clip a div. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of using an input here, I'll just remove this completely. Use a div right here. Okay. What is happening? Yeah. Now yeah, now I think we can add a CSS, sorry, not CSS, we can add a little bit of JavaScript. So we would need a ref, so I'll just say tabs container ref, use ref. Yeah, that's right. Then where is our highlight? This is our highlight. So I'm just gonna add a tab ref right here. And once we have that, what are we gonna do? Not this, bro. Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to get the element that we just clicked, the left position of that client left and the client left of the container. When we minus it, we'll get the relative position. Okay, and we'll store that in the CSS variable that we can use in our styles. We will also need the width, because all of these tabs have different widths. So we'll have to do something about it. Yeah. Anyways, there are 19 of you. Wow, that's a lot of pressure. Anyways, yeah, so since we will be using some event listeners, we will also have a about controller. Then we'll have tabs. So tabs container dot query selector all. We will need styles.tab. Let's just check if this is coming. I'm doubtful a little bit. Yeah. Um, right. So now we have these access to these tabs. Hence, what are we going to do? I need a way to so that I can like look at both YouTube and Twitter streams, although nobody comes and watches this. But it would be really great if I can see if there's some activity. Yeah. So we need to add a change. Input of type radio. Then once we have that radio, um, what we need to check is if input is checked or not, right? If input is checked, in that case we need exactly this. Also we need a tabs container rect. Okay, so left would be this minus this. Are we correct? Yeah. Then we can set the styles right here. Tabs container dot style dot set property. Yeah, exactly this. Okay, so we are going to use this property inside our um, highlight class, which is the whole this black box, so that we can clip it. Okay, so how to do that? Okay, let's just check the clip path in clip path documentation. We have a circle, we have this, not this one. I need inset. If I change this to 2, what happens? Okay, this is top right, I think so. Yeah, and then we have bottom and then left. So we right now we are on 0. Then we need to clip it from left and right. Okay, so for left, for top we have 0. For right we need to do calc variable of highlight left, I guess. Yeah, left, highlight left plus sorry, not the plus, we need to go from 100% minus variable of highlight left. So Excali draw. So we have, this is our chart, sorry, this is our block, right? And we need to clip it from left and right. So we'll go from top, which is 0, on to the right. So we need to go from 100% to the minus of the left. So basically we are here. If I minus left, I'll come directly here. So I also need to minus the width that will be here, right? So I'm just going to say 0 minus variable of highlight width 0. Okay, I believe that should work. Then we have bottom, which will be 0 again, and then we have highlight left. Wow, nothing worked. Perfect. Yeah, guys, I think we need this in pixel. That's why this here is pixel again. What happened? Oh, sorry, this is a variable. Nice, it worked. Okay, so let's say if I go here and try to update the left. Okay, it moves a little. How do I make it move now? Container select. Okay. Oh, we are going here instead. We need to select the one inside. So what I'm gonna do is Okay, I think this is a style thingy. We need this to be on z index of 1, and we need the other ones on 0. No? Confused. So we have tab. We're mm, do we also need styles for the highlighted tabs? I wonder. It's been 41 minutes. I thought I just started. So, what is happening? Let's debug this properly. We have these divs, then we have this one long div, okay, and let me just move this above, right? Since we also need a highlight tab, I think. In that case, I'll also create another mixin for that. Let's copy all of these styles. Include tab. Okay. Include tab. Then we will also include it right here. Okay. Now let's just, instead of hiding these, let's just see what is actually happening. Okay, we are not able to click on this. Now the tabs can't be on 0. We will add a relative type right here, position relative. We'll say z index 0. Then we have the highlight tab. Tab would be 0. Highlight tab would be 1. Sorry, 2. In that case, the button should come up. Tab ID and HTML for tab ID. Is it not working, the stream? Not able to see anything. Okay. Let me just, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, let's just see. Since it is not accessible, I think we can have this one as labels, maybe. Let's see. There's something happening, at least. Mhm. tabs.for each. We'll need to add some tab dot add event listener. So we need to add change. Sorry, not change. Sorry. We will add input dot event listener change. Okay, and in that case we will also do all of this inside it. Okay, now we also need to add a signal which will be our abort controller dot signal, and we'll just return abort, right? This is our highlight. Inside this we have a checked. So when I shift this and I click on these, okay, it doesn't work. God help me. Oh, Ayush. Hi, Ayush. Okay. Man, I'm forgetting the how this table work, man. Okay. So if I have the highlighter like this and I have these, when I click on these, it should just work. You can't, you can, man. It is open to public, bro. I don't know what's the problem. Let me just check it on the studio if I can change some setting. Oh God, okay, okay. It says chat to no one. I'll have to end the stream to like change that setting, Ayush. I'm sorry, yo. I think I should have shit. So I've been streaming like this only, I guess. That's why no one is responding to my messages, to my stream, sorry. I'm struggling. Hmm. Cool, Ayush. Thank you. Yeah. Cool. I'll just redo this, man. I think that's the best way to do all of this. So we have the tabs, right? Let me just check if I have the tabs. Otherwise, what's the point? So we have tabs, right? We don't have tabs. Hence, I am not able to get this done. Ah, man. In hell, man. Shit. I need to do highlight tab instead. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Some progress. Just one variable name and okay. So the width part seem to work. Highlight and width both are working. Just need to figure out what is the actual inset calculation that is happening. So right now, if we check the inset, clip path inset, okay, there's some spelling mistake. Yeah, yes, finally. So we are now able to get it everywhere. Now I need to animate this. Right, perfecto. Thanks, Ayush, for for giving me some confidence, bro. um, yeah. So I'll use some good easing here. Uh, is in. We need ease out like something. Uh, so I'm just gonna say slide easing. Okay. In the first go, it is not working. So for that, I need to put some width, I guess. Let's see what is the width of this element. 106.31. 106.31. Nice. So it is always the first one that is selected. Okay. Right. Finally, we got the tabs working. Now I will um, move to the content part. Okay. So we have the different content right here. So yeah, we got right here. Then we need to use date. So the first one would be design. The expected values are type of tabs, number, and then the ID. Okay. Selected tab, set selected tab. If yeah, interesting. Okay. Now we also need to essentially handle this part inside a view transition, right? Mm, we need to use this inside a view transition. So we'll create one handler for this, right? Handle tab change, right? I will move this inside here and rename this to handle tab change. We also need to do something with um, this thing. Yeah. Mm, We also need to change the uh, tabs container to, what was it, man? To transitions. Yeah, this one. Keep forgetting what it is called. So think it is better that we update highlight, right here, then do update highlight here. Okay. And then do this update highlight. Okay. So once we have the once we change the tab, we need to call that start view transition. Um, so this signals that any DOM change that happens should be like transition essentially, like, right? So we need to hmm, okay. Okay. Yeah, if I don't know if you could see when I switch it, it actually fades in and out. I'm not sure what is the how this. Let's see the frame rendering starts. Okay, so this is there is no FPS right now. This is just static. When I move this is at 9 FPS, 18 FPS. Okay, we are not using that much like GPU though, but good. Now, yeah, inside this, what do we need? We need a card like this. Okay. Oops. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create dot content. Okay. So the content will have a aspect ratio of 16:9. Then the width should be full, and there should be some border. No, too solid. Um, is there no like RGBA, right? So 21 hex next to RGBA. We need to convert 21, 21, 21. Okay, 33. Nice. So this is 33, 33, then again 33, and we need this to be 0.2 maybe, or 1, good enough. The border radius should be around 1 rem. Okay, we can make it larger, I think. Yeah. Okay. What next? They don't have this like open source somewhere? Not this. Mm, mm. Yeah, when once complete the callback pass to start new is called. Um, that's well, that's where the DOM is changed. Then the API captures the new state of the page. Okay, we have this working. That's not an issue. Is the old screenshot of the old view is in live. Got it. Got it. Animates from 1 to 0 while the okay. So that means can I make this like view transition? Hmm. Can be whatever you want except for none, which means there is no transition name. Is to uniquely identify the element across the transition. Got it. There are two transition groups, one for the header, another for the rest. There can be they can be targeted independently in CSN given different transition. Hmm. Okay, like this. So I'll just give it a view transition name as yeah, and then do but how do I do the if I want to change the group um, if I want to access the group's old name, how do I do that? That's a challenge, right? Okay, I can do it like this. Okay, got it. Sidebar is the okay. So group. Then for that group, I can add old and new. So what I'll do is I'll just keep it like this. Mm, this will be new. And let's see what happens. And they should give me the GitHub link for this, man. Hmm. Git. What if I put this inside of this? No, I just need a simple, I just need a website for this. Um, yeah, finally. Mhm. Let's add some balls here. So this is green. Um, Last name BG. Then we have orange, blue, right? And what I'll do is um, I'm just gonna put all of them right here, green, orange, and blue. Same goes with this blue. Okay. We are gonna wonderful. Okay. So we'll say position relative, sorry, position absolute, and insert 0, uh, position relative. Okay. And then we'll call it ball circle. Okay, all of this out of here inside this. Okay, mm, 10 is 40, right? So 5 rem 999. Hmm. Circle, we need to add the circle class right here, and we need to add it right here. Okay, or I can just say, I can just move it right outside. It doesn't matter. Okay, so this would be Cn. Uh, Blue. Okay, what is up with these? Okay, position should be absolute. Now we can move them around. So we can say the left should be variable of left and top should be variable of top. Okay, so by default these will be 0 0, and right here we are going to have them as styles. Sorry, not here, here. Style would be style react.css properties. Style would be style. Okay. Now when I move this style to, let's say, left 50%, CSS properties, it moves. Okay, since it moves, we will just add those like Mm, yeah, let's keep this 0. Okay. Then we'll take this. We'll add them right here. Now we'll just change some positions. So I'll make this 25, this 0. Then this one, 50, 25, and 0. And just ask AI to like fill the other one. Randomly add style prop to the remaining two components. Okay, cool. So when I move this around, it seems like they're changing the color, but we need to move the circles. So we have the public repository. Let's just see. Mm, okay. So stupid, man. You know, move it. Yeah. Mm, view transitions, trans left and top. It's not happening. If I remove this and this, it animates. Okay, but if I add this, still animates. And if I add this now, it doesn't. So what I can do is you can just say move. Mm, I think I should just ask Claude at this point because it's late and I need to finish this task somehow. Um, I want to move the circles using view transition and the left variable. Oh, interesting, man. Okay, this we have done. Mm, not working. Can we put them inside the class? No errors, but the circles are not moving. What does this do? I don't think that is an issue that. Oh, oh, nice. Something is happening, bro. Like, I need to read about this flush sync. This is magical. Flush sync. React. Hmm. Okay. Lets you force React to flush any updates inside the provided callback synchronously. This ensures that the DOM is updated immediately. Hmm. Nice. This works, but is there another way instead of waiting? Can we avoid use state at all? Perfecto. Perfecto. Let's see what changes were made. So we now have a content container, and when we get the content divs, and whichever ID is selected, we just mark it as block, otherwise there is none. Understood, that's fair. Mm, Now let's move. Um, we'll just make it a mix in of sort. Not a mix in. What is the other thing? It is like a function. I don't remember the name. Um, oh, it's called function, I think. Interesting. Okay, yeah, yeah. What we'll do is we'll just create a function. Um, we'll call it view transition timing. Not timing, dude. View transition. Position. Okay. I'm just gonna copy this. Put it right here. This will become the name. Sorry. I'm just gonna call this include green. Let's just see what happens now. Can't use it like that. Okay, okay. Okay. The mixin is not working in styles. Oh, small change. Coolio. Now we have the position also working for us. I'll just call this slide easing. Cool. Now let's see what is happening right here. Okay. So we know the height is 5 rem. Okay. Now, what do we need to do is just position this for each and every one of them. So let's say we have the orange circle first. Sorry, the blue one needs to be in the center. So this will be calc 50 minus 20 pixel. Okay. The calc is not working. And fuck. Anyways, this doesn't seem like a center to me, so it must be 40. Okay. Same goes with top. So this will be calc 50% minus 40 pixels. Right. Wait a second now. Let's just edit the blue one first. Okay. Let's just see the performance of this, because I think there is some frame drops. Hmm. So this goes from here to here. There is some gap between this. So let's just say it's 50, 25, 75. Yes. So let's just say orange is at what I'll do is just keep this like this. Okay. And in our styles, right here, I'll just add it as a in a calc. Calc minus 40 pixel or 2.5 rem. Okay. That way this is always in the center. Yeah, so I'll just move it to 25% and top would be 50%. Then we'll need to move this to 75% and top to 50%, right? In the next frame, we need this exchanged. So green goes in the place of blue. Sorry. Yeah, so the green goes in the place of blue. Um, Orange stays right there. And the green moves, sorry, the blue moves in the place of green. So we'll just copy this and this, paste it right here. Now let's check this out. Never works in the first go for some reason. Yeah, so these are exchanging. And then we have then we have the product, the orange moving to 25%, and it will be 50 right here. Then we will have the green, I don't know the percentage now. The green will move a little downwards, so it will be 75, and from the left it will be, let's say, around 35, and the blue one will be on 75 and left of 65. Okay, let's just test this out. View transition is also getting applied on the clip path, so I'll have to check how I can avoid that. So before that, let's finish this. Then for the marketing, it needs to move again. So in sales, green needs to move up at, let's say, 15% or 10%, I think. Top 10%, let's say. Cool. Um, I want to apply the view transition to the clip path. If I Okay, got the basic version working. So cool. I think I'm pretty happy. It's 2:41 a.m. so I need to go to sleep. But yeah, I'll finish this up. I think I do see some problem here when I click on this, right? I think the view transition is getting applied here. So maybe I need to like do something about it. Um, doesn't seem to have any. Not working. So if this needs to like move smoothly. So for example, if I just make this true, right, you will notice how it moves, right? It moves smoothly. It doesn't like fade in and out. Um, so I think I'll have to do something about this. Hmm. Cool. I think I'll handle this. Time to sleep now. So goodbye. Thank you for joining in.